Springbok supporters on the streets of Paris are quietly confident ahead of the historic Rugby World Cup final at the Stade de France tonight. They say they see South Africa beating New Zealand in the 2023 Rugby World Cup final in Paris. And SABC News sports reporter Simon Burke is there amongst them. Simon, if you can hear me, let's chat in. Oh, it's raining again. That doesn't look good. This rain, what does it favor right now? What are we thinking?
It doesn't favour us, I'll tell you that much, and it doesn't stop. It's unrelenting, and it looks like it's going to go all the way through kickoff and through the match. Jacques Nienaber did say that there would be a 60% chance when he named his squad. That's come to fruition. That 60% chance happening during the hours of the game and in the build-up. So yeah, really miserable conditions, but that's what brought about his team selection. That's what brought about the forward-heavy composition to his squad, and that 7-1 split on the bench. And Andre Pollard and Faf de Klerk and their kicking game to be called upon to save us and to get us through this inclement conditions, shall we say.
Jacques Nienaber's counterpart on the New Zealand bench should have also seen the same weather prediction.
Absolutely, and I'm sure that the New Zealanders know how to play in these kind of conditions. This kind of feels like Wellington. It also feels a little bit like Cape Town, but you know, that being said, we're used to having our big matches played on the high veld, played in dry conditions. So yes, the Springboks do play overseas these days, so there shouldn't be any excuse. It is really treacherous conditions. It cannot be said enough. But I think in terms of being high performance athletes, playing for the best teams in the world, best clubs in the world, that shouldn't be any sort of a deterrent to the match being an entertaining match. And of course, yes, the supporters are streaming in. The traffic is heavy. They were told to plan ahead. Everybody has. It is quite a mission to get to the stadium. The weather hasn't made it any easier, but everyone is trudging through. They are putting their heads down. They're walking against the wind, and they're getting to the World Cup final, and that's the most important thing.
Let's talk about those fans. I mentioned in my intro earlier that in Paris they are optimistic about a Springbok win this time around. In South Africa, it's the same feeling, I will tell you that, which is quite a big of contrast comparing to the final leading up to the 2019 final, that is. Why do you believe that is right now? Why are South Africans so confident?
They're not overtly confident, they're quietly confident. I think after the couple of matches that they've seen, those 1-point wins, they've got a lot of faith in the side, and I think they're feeling what Jacques Nienaber has put forward, and they've bought into it wholeheartedly. Much like it was said about the squad, that they have bought into it. So the supporters they've bought into what has been said here. It's not a braggadocious. It's not like they're going out in the faces of people. It's just there's an expectancy. There's a quiet air, and it's also a mutual reverence for the opposition, for the All Blacks. That means that we're not going to be over the top, but we're all expecting a good game of rugby.
A reminiscence of 1995, that's a big conversation that we've been talking about, especially in South Africa. What's the feeling in France comparing 1995 and 2023?
Well, absolutely. 1995, the spirit of 1995, it's all about us. It's that thing that gives South Africans goosebumps when you think of the players and those big shifts that they put in on that day at Ellis Park. That's the kind of thing we're expecting from the Springbok team. And against the All Blacks, there can be no greater opponent. So bring on the final. Bring on the final.